Hey y'all, how you doing? How you feeling? How's your day been? I just realized, well, not just, but I realized that the last couple of episodes, I forgot to introduce us. So,
Did you?
yeah, like we've been saying, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? And then going right into it.
Wow.
Yeah, so
We're moving off the precedent that these people, they know who we are.
I know, don't y'all know us by now? But we welcome all the newcomers, and that's why we should introduce ourselves each and every time.
That's right.
Yes. So I'm Takara, and this is my husband, Kylan. So here we are. And today, it is episode 11.
Yeah.
And it is the second to last episode of our very first season ever.
Yeah, man. Season 1 is almost completely wrapped, which is incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
With that being said, there are some exciting things on the way in store, as well as season 2 already being in the works as far as deciding the direction we want to take mutual intentional love.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so for today, we thought we might just share some behind the scenes type content and just what we've learned, like creating the podcast.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely been a learning curve.
oh
For
yeah,
sure.
oh yeah, and still learning, obviously, and it's been fun. It's been like really fun. Like it's been like amazing to have this with hubby, and I would say like I've said it before in a previous or prior episode that the hardest thing was just getting started because it was just like so overwhelming. Not knowing exactly how to do anything, like how to pull it all together, like how, like where would we even set up at? What are we gonna use as far as like a computer camera or like a handheld camera, a phone camera, like I don't know. Do we need mics? All the things. Like there's just like so many things.
Yeah.
And we do have a mic, but then like even that. So like, you know, if you do, depending on what you're using to record, is the mic going to connect to that? Because like right now we're on a phone. Does the mic connect to the phone? No, it does not. But
the other thing with that is even if the quality will be better depending on what device you're using, because there's still a lot of trial and error with that. So the mic at this point, we kind of took an L on the mic because honestly, the equipment that we got after the mic to start recording on, the mics that are integrated into the devices themselves are better than the microphone. Even though the microphone we got was highly recommended, the sound quality just sounds off as opposed to the clearer, crisper audio that we get with using Apple products.
Yeah.
To be fair, we are using the most recent phone until like the latest model they just put out like last week, 2 weeks ago,
don't even know.
or whatever, and the MacBook Pro. So both of those have great audio for recording without using an external mic. So that's been pretty nice.
Yeah.
But a bummer that we preemptively got the microphone even before we even got the full process rolling. So we're kind of just stuck with the mic.
Yeah, even with that, like, you know, like what do we need to buy in order to get started? And we thought that was something that had to be purchased. And and as of right now, we haven't even been using it. But you know, we may in the future.
Because again, you know, like I said, this has been in the works for quite a while before we finally stuck with it and got it going. Like we were preparing for this like years ago.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, it's right.
Yeah, speaking of another learning thing, I was thinking like, because I'm so used to being team Android, and like switching to iPhones was quite not fun and frustrating if you ask me. I'm still team Android.
Yeah.
And even right now, as we're recording, I do not see a pause button.
Well, you know, apparently that's only available on regular recording and not cinematic.
Now, see, now that's funny.
It also
Because,
may have been the reverse because I didn't do the front-facing camera, which is what we're currently using, and this is interesting. What
yeah, I
has
don't know
apparently
what you just
now
did. We
happened
now
on
have,
this screen?
yeah, we now have squares around our face. I'm sure
Okay,
it's
yeah,
not going to be shown
this is cool.
for you
This
guys,
is cool. It's
but
back.
but who knows what's happening. So again, learning. Baby girl seems to have calmed herself down,
A
but
little
you
self-soothing
know,
happening.
I was thinking like, why can't we just pause? Be like, hey, you know what? Be right back. Because that's been challenging now that she's no longer in my stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, two under two in a teen, and trying to navigate these different ages, different needs, different timing, different schedules,
Yes.
all to try and fit in while still recording an episode in the brief moments of silence in between when you
Yeah.
can.
Talk about brief. Yeah.
Very,
Yeah,
very
for
brief.
sure. Yeah, and it had just got easier too because
Yeah.
baby girl in the middle,
Yeah.
she does
She
well
pretty
with
much mellowed out.
bedtime.
She pretty
Like
much mellowed
when
out,
it's
stuck to her
bedtime,
schedule.
you know, sometimes
She's
it
pretty
can
much
be
ready
like,
to go to bed.
oh, for sure, but sometimes it can take a couple of like, okay, you know, no
Couple
talking.
of trips back and forth.
Right, exactly. Like
Gotta get her resituated.
she's
back
gonna
in
get
bed.
out of the bed and then just no talking, put her back in the bed,
Yeah.
get out of the bed, put her back in the bed.
Yeah.
Couple of times of those, not always, but you know.
Yeah, for sure. Had to develop a whole process for that because, you know, we do the whole thing. She likes to lay, I put her on her back, for one. We've been doing that for several months now. Put her on her back, Lovey in each hand, put her blanket on, you know, do the good night, kiss, tell her you love her, have sweet dreams, see you in the morning. And usually that is all it takes. But now, on the chances where she decides to, you know, walk around a little more, use a little bit more energy, she does have the freedom to do that, to get up out of her bed and walk around her room. And so we'll let her chill for a little bit. And then if it goes on a while or she decides to not be chill any further, I'll go back in, pick her up, restart the process in silence, in the dark, keep everything as it was without stimulating any sort of responses. And then hopefully that works. Usually it does. It doesn't take but maybe one or two times, if that, depending on how tired she is and how cooperative she is for the process. So yeah, that's definitely definitely a good method that has worked so far. But
For sure.
if that does not work, you know, she does like when I carry her, walk her around the room a little bit, the back pats.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta
nice.
love the back pats.
Gotta love the back
I love
pats.
the back rubs and the back scratches. And I'll take some pats, but
Yeah, so
rubs and scratches.
in other
for
words, what you're all hearing is it's her fault.
No.
Yes,
We're gonna get back on point because the point of bringing it all up was sometimes it takes a little while to get her down, but the point is that once she's down, like she's good. She doesn't get up, and that's the beautiful thing is
She
that
sleeps through the
sometimes
night
she
consistently.
sleeps through the night. Like it's just that first getting her to get to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really only like maybe 10 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And but when she's out, she's out until at least like 7:30, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So that was what I was trying to say. Is like we had just got to a point of where we would have the whole night like easily, but now we have a newborn, so it's not so easy anymore.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
So that's been the new learning curve of like how are we gonna get these things recorded?
Yeah, because
with a
daytime
newborn.
is pretty much.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Oh
It's
yeah.
pretty much a
yeah.
no-go. Except for, of course, you know, the eventual of you all getting to experience the sounds of a home full of love and children.
Yes.
Because that is a possibility that we may reach that point of needing to do that because the kids they like to have a good time for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, they're loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but y'all know
A lot of
those
energy.
that have kids.
A lot of energy for sure.
Lots. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so oh, you know what else happened? Our internet,
Mm.
AT&T, you owe me money.
Ooh.
Like I
Ooh.
really want my money back.
Yo, wait, hold up. AT&T, y'all smooth things over, make things right with a brand deal. This could be okay. But as of right now, it's a no-go for
I
sure.
cannot believe.
Mm,
Like I didn't even know.
real
Like
bad.
it's like you want to talk about ignorance is bliss. Like I guess maybe for them, like because it really wasn't so bad. Like well, we didn't know. This is the thing.
Yeah.
So point being, again, because keep getting off topic, but let me like bring myself back in. The
Yeah.
point here is that when we would upload our episodes,
Good
it would
God.
take literally a day
Yeah.
to upload, and it was our first time ever uploading,
So
so
we
we
didn't
didn't
know if this was the
know
norm.
that our internet was trash.
Because everything I looked up in doing the research of, is this normal to take this long? And the answers that Google is giving was like, yeah, it could be. There was nothing definite telling you, yeah, for sure, it should take this long or this short.
Yeah.
So that
And
was a lot
we
of,
don't have cable, so we have
yeah.
like we stream everything, so and it would work. Like we didn't really have any problem,
Yeah.
watching Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, like all the things,
Yeah.
multiple TVs, and so
It was
we just
honestly
didn't.
just a couple of things. Go ahead, what were you saying?
Yeah, we just didn't know. We didn't know that it was as bad as it is. And the moment we switched to Spectrum and uploaded our first episode, it literally took 8 minutes for what
Yeah.
normally would take at least 8 hours. No exaggeration.
Usually more.
No exaggeration. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
And
what?
it uploaded in 8 minutes.
And I'm only paying like $10 more.
It's crazy.
Like, I want my money back.
On top of that, uploading the audio for the audio that we have available to those who may not be aware, we have the video on YouTube, but we are available to listen to the audio for Mutual Intentional Love Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. And that process, it usually goes like not as long as the video would take, but it would take at least 30 minutes sometimes, if not longer.
Oh my goodness.
It uploaded in less than a minute.
Yeah.
Less than a minute. So switching internet service has been one of the biggest things in making this a lot smoother. Because on top of that, because we found out that the internet that we did have with AT&T was the highest possible capacity for our area. But the highest possible capacity for our area was still the old copper wire connection, which was only like 4 or 5 megs, which was terrible. And we didn't even know. And then going and looking this up and finding out that it was really only suitable for a single person. Literal description of this service was it's best for a single person, let alone a family.
Yeah, meaning a single person who lives alone.
Right. That's crazy. Right. So we ended up figuring that out, and that's insane. So what with figuring everything out, with doing the podcast and the slow upload times, and even there was one time we attempted to go live together.
Oh, and
it just would not. It was freezing. Neither of us could be heard. No one could see the video. So we ended up, I had to just turn my feed off, and we were just streaming on Wifey's page. Mm-hmm. And that was crazy. Come to find out, that was an issue also caused by the internet connection.
Well, most likely. We haven't actually confirmed that.
It for sure was.
More than likely.
It was for sure.
But we haven't tried again now that we have better internet.
Because we just didn't have the bandwidth for it.
Yeah, right. It makes sense now.
Yeah. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah. But speaking of learning, are we not even supposed to say the names? Like, were we not supposed to say AT&T and Spectrum?
Well, I mean, it kind of messes up brand deals going forward, but this is great for Spectrum.
Yeah, it is.
This is a ringing endorsement for anybody who cannot get the fiber optic connection with AT&T. Switch to Spectrum.
Yeah.
Just just do it, make the switch. It comes a lot
And
better.
that's what's crazy too is we had so many offers in the mail. Like it was just like so many times
Yeah,
where we talked about
we talked
switching
about
and
it.
then I don't
We
know,
just didn't.
like we just
We
didn't
stuck
find the
with what
time
we
somehow.
had, and we waited and waited and waited
How
until
did
it became
what made us
evident.
finally do it? Yeah.
Because it was too many times of it had started to get to the point where if our oldest daughter was over on the treadmill and was trying to listen to music on the treadmill, and then we had the TV on here for baby girl, and she was watching her TV, it would just stop. It would cut everything off. It couldn't handle multiple streamings happening at the same time, down on the same level for whatever reason.
Mm.
Because it seems like
Because
it'd
I
be
just
fine
said it could.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and it would.
Yeah.
But other times it was just something where it just could not and would not, and it would just keep circling and circling and circling, doing nothing. And we had to
Yeah.
reset everything to get it
Oh,
to
that's what it
cut back
was.
on.
That's what it was. It literally stopped working for some reason.
Yeah.
That was not like a norm,
Yeah,
but
no.
it happened.
It started to pick
Like
up with the
yeah,
frequency.
yeah, like it happened like once, and then it didn't happen again for like multiple months later, and then it did
Yeah.
it again to where it's like we had to reset the router,
It started to be like
and it
every
was
week.
like not. It was, at this point, not one of the TVs would work, not one.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. That's what made us finally like,
Yeah.
okay, we're switching
Yeah,
because
for sure.
like what the heck, like what is even happening? Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
What else have we learned as far as
The tech side of things, for sure, that has been a lot of learning curve because, as you all know, we did a special guest appearance of our friend Cassidy French.
Oh, such a good episode.
That was an amazing episode, but due to us not having the right configuration, figuring out what to do as far as how to do this multi recording between two separate people in two separate places, it didn't turn out the best it could as far as audio.
Yeah.
So that was a lot figuring that out because when we were first deciding to do it, we were trying to figure out how to do it, how we would get it to work, and we considered the options of, oh, we could just do like a FaceTime call, but then it would be like the mismatch squares. One would be small in the top of the screen, and then one person would be larger in the picture. So that's not going to work, obviously, because the pictures have to be even size. And then on top of that, we were saying, we could possibly use the phone the same way we already record and then try some other platform. And we settled on Discord. And we were going to do that first and then figure out if you could just like screen record it. But Apple, being so good with security and copyright infringement, they had barriers in place to where even though we're doing our own call, it would not capture the audio for the call. So you couldn't screen record any call that you were having, or you would have no audio. So that was not an option. So we ended up trying it on a laptop and finding a third-party app that ended up, being able to capture everything. But with that being said, it wasn't able to keep the audio normalized to pick up us at a normal volume and her at a normal volume. So where everybody would be at the same frequency, same pitch. So
and we ended up using the computer so that way we could screen record. And because of using the computer, there was feedback. We had the volume on the computer of her call coming through too loud. And then somehow our volume just, it wasn't as low. Like while recording, it wasn't that low, but somehow the playback it was.
Yeah.
And so it just was. It was so sad because it was such a good episode.
An amazing episode,
but a little tough to have to.
I definitely feel like
to endure the audio.
A lot of people didn't get to fully enjoy that amazing experience of the episode because of the technical issues.
Watchable, though.
It for sure is. If you can get used to it and make it through, it is an amazing and insightful episode with a good conversation.
Yeah, that's it. That's an absolute. We have got to go
very soon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're gonna test this pause actually.
No, because the
No?
pause not going to work. If we hit that button, there is no
Wait,
pause.
oh yeah, we just
We just went
said
over
that.
that.
There is no pause.
There is no pause.
Oh
So
yeah.
stop tapping the
So
screen.
unfortunately, because I think there was something else I wanted to say. Like, dang.
At this point, you can just say it.
Well, yeah, I know, but I couldn't even remember what it was. I think it was mainly just like how we would be like in bed talking to each other, and we would have like all these ideas of like, oh, that's something that we should share with the people, and but we were just so overwhelmed with not knowing how to get our podcast started that you know we didn't have that outlet to do it yet.
Yeah.
And that's just like an amazing thing now because we do. And so like it's just amazing that when we're just like in our bed having our conversations, that's something that we can just like a good tip for if you're also wanting to do a podcast is when you ever have these thoughts, actually take notes of your conversations.
Yeah.
Because that was something that we learned. Because when, like I said, we were overwhelmed, hadn't started the podcast, so we had thoughts and ideas, but then like by the time we finally got started, we were like, what were they?
Yeah, because there was a couple of things I did actually take the initiative to write down in the notes. But a lot of things we were pretty much, before we fully decided to get started, we were relying on my memory and recalling these ideas. So
I was gonna let you finish, but I gotta get this baby. So, but sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry if I cut you off.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Listen, y'all.
People know about it.
We just explained it. And we're so glad. Wish we could have spent more time, but we do have the next episode, and hopefully that will work out better as far as not getting interrupted.
But that being said, who knows? We may be back with a continuation of this video. Perhaps, maybe, maybe not.
Probably not. I'm just saying. But stay tuned in. Find out.
Stay tuned, people, to probably the following week with episode 12, the season finale of season 1 of Mutual Intentional Love. So as always, we're wishing you much peace, much happiness, and much prosperity in all areas of your life. Stay well and prosper, everybody.